You know that feeling, right? When you feel a bit adrift, kind of caught in currents that are pulling you away from the life you really want. But what if you had an engine inside you? An engine just waiting to be fired up, ready to power you toward real, lasting freedom. Well, today, that's what we're talking about. We're diving into the 4 superpowers that are the heart and soul of the Raft to Freedom program.
This quote from Gautama, the Buddha, just sets the perfect tone, doesn't it? It suggests that this journey to freedom isn't some brutal fight against the current. No, it's more like a natural flow, something that happens almost inevitably when we start to cultivate these powerful qualities within ourselves.
So the Raft program gives us this brilliant metaphor. Life is a journey. You're building your own vessel, your own raft, to get from a dangerous shore, a place of struggle, to a safe shore of well-being and peace. Now, Raft itself is an acronym for the journey's 4 stages: to recognize what's not working, abandon it, experience that freedom, and then train your mind to make it last. But a raft needs power, right? It needs an engine, and that's our focus today.
So what is this engine? What actually powers our raft on this journey? The Raft program calls them the 4 superpowers. And they're not some far-off fantasy. They are 4 fundamental skills that every single one of us can develop to steer ourselves toward that safe shore.
Okay, first up is noble desire. Think of this as the spark plug. It's the power of aspiration. It's not just any old want or wish, it's that deep, wholesome, energizing pull toward what truly matters to you. It's your why. It's what gets you excited about the journey in the first place.
Now, a spark is great, but it needs fuel to keep going, and that's where courageous energy comes in. This is the power of persistence. It's that steady, balanced, courageous effort that keeps your raft moving, especially when the waters get choppy and the wind is in your face. It's the grit that keeps you going.
But all that energy is useless if you're just going in circles. You need direction. And for that, you have the heart's compass. This is your power of focus, a compassionate, stable awareness that acts like an internal gyroscope. It keeps you emotionally balanced and pointed toward your true north, no matter how wild the emotional seas get.
And the final piece of the engine, fearless investigation. This is your raft's intelligent diagnostic system. It's the power of inquiry, a kind of reflective, caring curiosity. It lets you look honestly, but without harsh judgment, at what's working and what isn't, so you can learn, adapt, and make smarter choices along the way.
So you see how they all fit together? It's a complete system. Noble desire is the spark that starts it all. Courageous energy is the persistent fuel that keeps you moving. The heart's compass is the gyroscope that keeps you steady and on course. And fearless investigation is the intelligent diagnostic that helps you learn and adapt. It's the whole shebang, the complete engine for your journey to freedom.
Okay, so knowing about these superpowers is one thing, but actually using them to power your raft, that's the real deal. So how do we move from just understanding these ideas to actually putting them into practice in our lives? How do we turn aspiration into real action?
Well, first we have to get really clear on a crucial distinction: the difference between noble desire and its sneaky cousin, craving. See, noble desire pulls you towards something meaningful. It's fueled by inspiration. Craving, on the other hand, pushes you from a place of fear or that nagging feeling of lack. One builds your raft, the other, well, it drills holes right in it.
So, how do we crank up that noble desire? The Raft program gives us some really simple, powerful tools. First, visualize your goals. Really connect with what gets you excited about this. Second, focus on what you're gaining: more health, more clarity, more peace, not just on what you're trying to leave behind. And third, try a little gratitude. Each night, just take a second to note one way your life is already better because you're on this path.
All right, but let's be real. The journey to the safe shore isn't always a straight line, is it? We all hit storms. We all navigate tricky waters. So let's talk about how to use these superpowers when we face those challenges. You know, when we start to drift off course.
This is a big one. It's a huge fear for so many of us on this kind of journey. What happens if I slip? What happens if I completely fall overboard? And the RFT program is so clear about this. It is not a failure. It's a totally normal part of the journey. And more than that, it's an opportunity, a powerful opportunity to learn something new and strengthen your resolve.
To handle these moments, we first have to see the chain reaction that gets us there. It usually starts with a trigger, a thought, an emotion, something that happens, and a craving arises. Then, if our awareness is a bit low, the mind clings to that desire, making it feel huge and all-powerful. And that's the moment we might act on the urge and, splash, we fall overboard. And the result is always the same, isn't it? Regret, shame, just plain suffering.
Understanding this pattern is the absolute key to breaking it.
But here's the game changer. It's all about what you do next. Instead of getting lost in guilt, you switch on your superpowers. You use your courageous energy to just acknowledge what happened as a learning moment, not a catastrophe. You use fearless investigation to get curious. What triggered that? You use the heart's compass to immediately and kindly reset your direction. And then you use noble desire to reconnect with your vision, to remember why you started this journey in the first place.
And all of this leads us to the path forward. See, cultivating these superpowers isn't just a defensive move for when things go wrong. It's about proactively, consciously building a life of meaning, a life of connection, a life of real freedom, with confidence.
For anyone who's listening to this and thinking, I want to go deeper, well, the authors of the Raft to Freedom program, Dr. Catherine Jacob and Vince Cullen, have done something truly amazing. They are making the entire 67-chapter workbook completely free online. You can find the whole thing at rafttofreedom.org.
So, as we come to a close, let's just take a moment to reflect on these questions from the program, just for yourself. Which one of these 4 superpowers do you think would be most helpful for you right now? What one small, courageous action could you commit to taking today? And what is it that truly motivates you? What is your noble desire for this journey?
And I just want to leave you with this thought from Dan Millman, because it perfectly captures the heart of the entire Raft program. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, all your noble desire, your courageous energy, your heart's compass, and your fearless investigation, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. It's about building a life that's so full and meaningful that the pull of that dangerous shore just naturally fades away.